our evening. Kate, take it away.
Thank you, Daniel. What a beautiful, I'm moved by your intro. And I'm so honored to be sharing Wendy's day. I think it was 2006 and 2007 that I did random acts of poetry with her, and her joie de vivre and zest inspired me. So this book, Radiant, is about my cancer journey. There are some funny poems in here, I was diagnosed 8 years ago. I actually have my mammogram tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. or excuse me, my MRI. So I'm still here after 7 years. So I'm grateful for that. And I do think writing the poetry was very therapeutic for me. So I have about 7 or 8 poems to share. And the first one is Welcoming Angels. And I'll just jump right in. I will not see cancer as an enemy nor foreign intruder, but a passenger pigeon, not extinct, flown from a roof box. I thought I heard a flutter outside the glass, guessed it was an angel with wings and a horn, wakening us to joy. There was no rank or pecking order, no band round his ankle. He wasn't lowly, was not proud, but clawed a scrap of paper. By now I knew this was a dream, and dreamed I woke before I read the note. I knew what it said without seeing the words. The angel knew as the bird. A question. Will you wrestle with welcome? Learn homing? So that was a dream I had just at the point of diagnosis. Thank you. And I went to a workshop with Ellen Jaffa right after I was diagnosed. It was stage 2 and pretty far along. And Ellen said, write a poem from a perspective of an object. So people were writing from, pens and, shoes and things. And I thought, I'm going to write the poem from the perspective of the tumor. And this is one of those rare poems that literally just downloaded. I just wrote it and it's pretty well as it is. So I feel like it really did come from the tumor talking to me. Tumor. Nestled in dense flesh, I, ominous orb, pearled myself larger in soft oyster folds. I stayed silent under the sea. Were you listening to what bubbled up? I was unknown all those seasons of waves, starting as a grain of sand, no more grit than salt. Swelling, I had no scent of green before rain, no shape or weight, just mass of cells feeding like fish. By the time you saw me, bright as a silver lure in an ocean mound, I shone out from darkness. I chose to grow in your bosom, for with it you nourished children and the world. So I really thought the message from the tumor was take care of yourself. You're taking care of others, time to take care of you. So I really took that as quite a deep message from deep within the wisdom of my own body.
That's
so thank you. So this next one's called Chemo. And I had said, I'm a real nuts and berries girl. Wendy probably knows this, hiking Birkenstock. And I was saying to everybody, I'm not going to do chemo. I'm not going to do chemo. Forget it. I'm just going to eat blueberries and whatever, mushrooms. And one by one, each of my 3 children came to me, recognizing that I'm a real natural girl. And my daughter, Annie, said, Mom, they call the stuff that the chemo that I took the red devil because it's red. And of beet juice and they're all throwing petals into it, praying over it. And I thought, well, that's a nice way. And then my middle son, Gabriel, said, he's a scientist, Mom, throw everything at the cancer. Do shark tooth, but do chemo too. And then my youngest, Lockie, who was quite young at the time, said, Mom, if there's mold in the basement, I get it. You want to throw the windows open and you want to let the sun in. But, it wouldn't hurt to scrub with a little bleach too. So having heard each of the wisdom from my kids, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this chemo because I love them. So this was a hard one to write, but they inspired me. Chemo. Phony conviction, sterile. I need to believe in this red electric juice stung into my veins. Persuade my imagination it's elixir. My faith in healing is real. I've seen convincing proofs, known mysteries of light. I've witnessed convicts set free, jail bars flung open, a brightness quickening in each cell. I've seen earthly shroud left in a mound, held a burst open chrysalis in my palm. I've prayed and been still, sat like a hermit in my space, quiet, reverent. Even my fear convinced me of one thing, love. And so I will see you, ruby drug, as liquid love. Trust you are spreading good news. So that really helped me get through, thank you, 18 months of, 18 weeks, felt like 18 years of chemo. Let me see my order here. Okay, so this next poem is a triptych for my children during chemo. My kids did a lot of lovely things for me, but this is just one little tiny short poem about each of them, the one that rises to the surface most. Triptych for my children during chemo. 1, wings. The top stair moans in moonlight dark. Oaken weight leans on the lintel. I lurch, stumble descending the stairs. And Gabriel, my angel, is there. His sturdy hold under my arms rights me after my fall. I lean on him. Eggs. Yellow bile and bright sun make stark my bedspread. I wake to spy a glass bowl of water filled with floating flowers. Glints of morning sun speck the walls. Lockie knocks softly, bringing me eggs sunny side up with twin toast and tea. Tells me he likes it when I'm vulnerable, so he can help. That was my baby. And then the third one for my third child, thank you, is Sweep for Annie. Lemon smells cleaner than chlorine bleach with zest. Oh, happy kitchen when Annie wipes away the grime. She is careful and meticulous. Her prayer becomes a cloth. She says we need a clean sweep to make space, confess, and let go. There is a time for Veronica's napkin and a season for rags to flap joyous purpose in the sun. Zoe, you're so darling. I'm very moved. So that's a tribute to my beautiful 3 kids. And this is the funny one. Thank you. You know what? I was thinking this is going to be weird having a reading, into a screen, but it's so lovely to see your faces and responses. It feels the next best thing to being, able to hug in a real place. So thank you. So this one's the funny one, sort of. If anyone knows me, and maybe Wendy will remember this because she had a wine named after, she had a bottle of wine with her poem on it. Do you remember that? And we had a bottle of it at the big reception at the Royal York. And it was Rosie Fernandez. If I had a name like Rosie Fernandez, I would, jump over the sidewalk cracks. And it was a beautiful poem. And it was lovely wine, and it was a lovely celebration. So Wendy may remember when people ask me how much wine I would like, I say just a titch, but I mean more. So titch is my little expression. So it's called just a titch. Just a titch is what I say when there's only an inch of Malbec left in the bottle. It's what I respond to offers of dessert, coffee, sweets. It's the amount of chili flakes needed for heat, the pinch of any spice to add taste, just a titch. When I'm challenged on a detail, did I exaggerate the facts? Was I frightened by the turbulence? Did that guy piss me off? Well, just a titch. And when I dip into the credit line, charge extra on the card, skim a bit from bills for treats, just a titchy little titch. And when a space showed up on the light screen, a hollow bit in my rib, smaller than the measure I always mention. If you asked me then, the moment I saw it, heard the impossible, most probable reason, metastases. If you asked, was I frightened by the sliver smaller than a seed, even though I felt in my bones all was well? Well, yes, yes, just a titch. Thank you.
That was great.
I have, Daniel had said to take 20 minutes, but I think I won't because I don't want to, steal from the party. I have, is 3 poems that are short, okay, and then I'll wrap it up? Okay, thank you. So this one is a poem that I hope you'll be able to hear it. I practiced. It's called Sprout. It's from, it was the day I got my first little hair after chemo, and my son Gabriel, the one that was, helping me when I fell on the stairs, he made music to it. So I wanted to play it because I was really honored that he would make music to one of my poems. So I hope you can hear it. I did practice. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear the music and the voice. Sprout, post-chemo. Like that grade 1 bean project in a decorated Dixie cup, those little unfurlings of green poking up in the window. Something is growing on the smooth garden of my scalp. Exotic as first fiddleheads, little lines of white-tipped dark spike up. Not pirate stubble or coarse hairs shaved mean. These are baby fine, kitten fur. I cannot stop stroking these soft tassels as I smooth a palm over my crown. It's soothing to feel something grow. I do not speak the language of warrior, had not helmet or sword. I was shorn more as a monk, stripped naked. I have no head for battle, but carry a banner for all people. I want to stand on the mountain's bald top in the fierce, refreshing wind, waving my flag in the light. So 3 cheers for my son Gabriel. I thought he did a beautiful job.
Wow.
So I have one mountain poem, and then I'm going to end with a little video poem. I ran away with my first love to Banff when I was a young, first time I left my father's house, and lived there for several years. So this is one of my many, many mountain poems. It's not in the book, but I just thought I'd read it. Returning. If I were a natural wonder, I'd be a mountain with scree pebbling down switchbacks, a few off the cliff. I'd stand grounded, lodgepole pine and poplar at my base, get airier on the up and up, past tree line, lift my face to a plume of sun cloud. My Rundle summit would be reachable, but not without a fight, and a bit of luck winking like a windsock. In a snap of wind, I'd see a girl, far from what roots she pulled up in Banff, Canmore, Kananaskis country, who never learned to line dance, always agitated for the chuck wagon horses, worried for the clowns. I'd invite her, no, dare her, come back, see if you can reach my peaks. So hopefully I'll be back someday. I have a ticket to come to Victoria, so whenever COVID's over, I'll come join you guys in real life. And I will end now with one little video poem because it's about canoeing. And as we get into winter, and I think there was snow in Calgary, I thought I would just end with a little bit of summer. And I hope I can figure this all out. Screen share. There we go. There we go. Let me start it and then I'll make it big. Hopefully you can all see it and hear it. There we go. Carib word for dugout, Arawak for slender craft,
paddle propelled, birch bark or cedar, wooden ribs, seated gunwales, slip of narrow boat through liquid, fish shape, lightweight. Beneath the bay, shimmering shadows dart and gather. A dragonfly alights. Keelless vessel, we are in water, but not wet. Our J-strokes smooth, maplewood paddles shellacked and shiny in summer sun. Dip and slide and swing, little droplets in a line. The rise of rock in the distance, a scraggle of pine on the island. Gulls and clouds dot the sky. As we pull and glide in unison, as we pull and glide in silence, the island in our sights. The V-trail from our stern settles, disappears in our wake.
There we go. Thank
That was beautiful.
you. Lovely, lovely audience.